Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning in to Love and Wisdom with me, Wiza. So let's get started. Let's get straight to the point. Today we're going to be talking about what I would say is kind of a reversal from the situation that we discussed last week, from the perspective this time of the person whose friend is dating their ex. So the situation is, my friend is dating my ex. Okay, so first of all, straight off the bat, I'm really sorry that you have to deal with this situation where you suddenly find out that your friend is dating your ex. This is not cool, and you have all the right to feel whatever you are feeling, including the darkest of emotions. Maybe you're feeling betrayed. Maybe you're feeling super jealous. Maybe you're feeling really angry. Maybe you're feeling rage. Maybe you're feeling like completely blindsided. Maybe you're questioning why you even placed your trust in this person, your friend. So there could be a whole host of things that you may be feeling, including obsession. Maybe you're feeling really obsessive. Maybe you're thinking about this situation constantly. That can be very normal, and sometimes in situations like this, there can even be intrusive thoughts that creep into our minds in such an uncomfortable situation. Maybe you're feeling incredibly betrayed. So there are a whole host of emotions and feelings that you may be dealing with right now. Some of them may be very dark, and know that that's completely valid. But beyond that, own every single one of those feelings and acknowledge the feelings and feel them. Really allow yourself to feel it so that it dissipates. I would also add that in this situation, you may also start to question whether you want to be friends with this person anymore, whether they are truly your friend, and you have all the right to do that. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to be empathetic or try to understand what may have happened. I don't think that's the time for that. I think this is the time to really set boundaries and really question whether this person truly is your friend. And I'm assuming your ex is someone from the past who you may not have as much connection with, but if you do, maybe your ex is someone you're friends with. I would apply that same standard to the ex as well and question whether that person deserves the status of friendship in your life as well. So definitely ponder upon that. Another thing that I'd like to add is that right now in society, I feel like we are living at a time where it's just a time of high individualism. We're living in an incredibly individualistic culture where we are told that our emotions, our feelings are our responsibility, and that no one else has the responsibility to make us feel in certain ways, and that my reactions or my feelings are my own. And I honestly think that, to be honest, that's a whole lot of bullshit in some ways. Yes, it's true that the world is colored through our own perspective, and yes, it's true that we have control over our own emotions and thoughts, but we can't deny the fact that close people, we do have a sense of, there should, I think, be a sense of shared responsibility as well, to our fellow human being, to our friend, to our family, and to do right by them. So maybe you're in a situation where your friend is almost making you feel guilty for the way you're feeling. Maybe they are presenting the situation in the form of, well, these are your reactions and your feelings, and that's your responsibility. That's not my responsibility. And I would call them out on that, because I do really strongly believe in community and a sense of social cohesion. And I think that to some extent, responsibility in that sense is important to acknowledge. So I definitely would say that in this situation, rather than veering on the side of feeling guilty or feeling like, oh, am I being too harsh? I think it's better to veer on the side of, okay, I don't feel that someone did right by me. How can I start setting some boundaries? And I think that boundaries are incredibly important for our own sense of self-worth, and being able to say no to a situation is completely fine. And I think that in this kind of situation, you have all the right, you have total prerogative to set your boundaries. And if that means cutting off the friendship with this person, including your ex, if you're friends with them as well, that's perfectly fine. You need to take care of yourself, and people should be doing right by us. Yes, we have control over our own emotions and reactions, but I also believe that in friendship, in family, in close relationships, and even to our fellow human being, there should be a sense of integrity in relations, and a sense of community, and a sense of social cohesion, and a sense of responsibility to do good by others. So in that sense, do what you need to do. If that means cutting this person or these two people out, that's totally fine. So a couple of things you can do. First of all, own and acknowledge every single feeling that you are feeling, including the darkest ones. Secondly, start to set boundaries. State very clearly why this situation does not fly with you, and make that known to your friend, and if your ex is your friend, your ex as well. And third, what I would also add is that sometimes in situations where we feel betrayed, it can be very easy to carry on that feeling of betrayal and the mistrust that arises from that onto other connections. So when you're making new friends, when you're entering into new relationships, it can be very easy to carry all of that, all of those feelings of mistrust and that baggage onto the next situation. And I think that that's something, I think it's really healthy to try to avoid doing that. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to feel out whatever you are feeling. Cry it out, punch something, whatever it is you need to do to get out and dissipate and disperse that feeling, and so it doesn't stay within the body, just do it. So today I'd like to read you a quote from one of my favorite authors, Andre Aciman, who also wrote Call Me By Your Name, and I think I had read something from that book a couple of weeks ago. So this is from his book, Enigma Variations. So I have it behind me, let me just grab it. And I think this really applies to this situation, because what we are seeing here is that there is a change in terms of how we're now viewing a friendship. So here goes. We make assumptions about how our lives are being charted without knowing that we're even making these assumptions, which is the beauty of assumptions. They anchor us without the slightest clue that what we're doing is trusting that nothing changes. We believe that the street we live on will remain the same and bear its name forever. We believe that our friends will stay our friends, and that those we love will love forever. We trust, and by dint of trusting, forget we trusted. So what I really like about this quotation from Enigma Variations is that it kind of relates to this concept of innocence when we go about trusting. So I think the idea behind this quote is that, so it kind of relates to the idea of innocence and the innocence that is required in order to trust. And I think that is kind of the beauty of trusting, is that in each new friendship that we create, in each relationship that we enter, in each kind of connection that we make with a fellow human being person, there is a level of blind trust and an innocence behind that blind trust that we engage in. And the reason I'm reading this is that I know right now you are going through a really hurtful situation that can bring up a whole host of things in you. You're probably feeling really, really betrayed. But I really hope that you allow yourself to experience those emotions in their entirety so that you can eventually let it go, and so that it doesn't stay within the body, so that the next time you are making a new friend, the next time that you are entering into a new relationship or whatever other kind of connection, that you can take that spirit of innocence and really allow yourself to fully be immersed in that new connection and allow yourself to trust again. So I really hope that those words were helpful in some way. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are liking this content, feel free to subscribe. And as always, I'd really love to hear from you, and if you've ever been through any kind of situation that's similar to this and how you dealt with it, what you did to support yourself and support others. And if there are any kind of topics that you would like to discuss, I would also love to cover those. And finally, I'd also like to let you know that I think I mentioned this in the About section of my channel, that I will be releasing yoga videos, short yoga and meditation videos from time to time. So you'll notice a couple of yoga and meditation videos that are already there on the channel page. And the reason I'm doing this is that I really believe that we can do a lot of deeper work in terms of dealing with our emotions and our feelings through the body, through engaging and using our body, because often pooled emotions and feelings are stagnant within the body, in different parts of the body, whether it's some kind of trauma or just feelings and emotions in general that are stagnant and pooled within the body. And I think one of the best ways to get rid of that is through engaging in physical activity. And I think yoga is and meditation and really tuning into the wisdom of our body is a great way to do that. So I hope you'll also join me for the meditation and yoga sessions. And I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Take care.